Gabe, we are in the year 2025, week 8, and it is Gadsden o'clock. I need to know, my friend, in a 2.0 tight end premium, where's your temperature at? Jerome Ford in a 27 first or Gadsden?
Man, Ty, this is definitely an interesting one. I think I'm going to lean the 27 first for now.
All right, let's talk about it.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Welcome into the All Gas Trade Show. I'm Ty at Ty Declare 44. I'm joined by Gabe at iGabe_FF on X. And you just started your Saturday the best way you know how. Dynasty trades, the Jays, go check the score. You know, it is the ninth inning. I'm not watching right now. Watch them give up like 8 runs and lose this one, Gabe. But the Jays are doing their damn thing. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing great. I was just about to mention, man, I know you're giddy tonight with the Blue Jays just absolutely beating down those Dodgers. And honestly, as an Astros fan, I'm here for it. I am here for that too. So
yeah, I am the most fair weather of fair weather fans, but I got the puffer jacket with the 92 on it. So, you know, been a fan since I was born, allegedly. But no, hey, you know the deal here. Patreon.com/allgas gets you in the community. DDFantasyFootball.com gets you access to the tools and everything that you need to dominate your leagues. And of course, we're going to use some of these tools on the show. We're going to do all this stuff. But if you want more from this YouTube channel, you want some sweatpants emojis, you want early access to shows, use the trade and chill tier. Hit that little join button. $3.99 a month gets you all you need for the best YouTube experience of your life. But Gabe, we need to talk some Gadsden, my friend. It is, my Gadsden o'clock here. So Ford, a 27 first for Gadsden in a 12/11 Superflex tiered PPR. So it's 1.5 a reception for running backs, 1 for wide receivers, and 2 for tight ends. It's a 0.05 point per carry. It's a 0.15 point per rushing first down, and a 6-2 quarterback scoring. So the running back is boosted a bit here, right? Yeah. But we're going to talk a lot of Gadsden on this show. Gadsden. Make sure I pronounce that second D correctly. Yeah. Gadsden. I got some stuff pulled up. We are going to go into this, but yeah, you said you were leaning the 27 first. So talk me through your process on this one.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, this is definitely an interesting trade to kind of get us kicked off, right? Obviously, Gadsden has all of the buzz, all of the steam right now. He's been doing all the right things that you just want, and we are so deprived at the tight end position. Brock Bowers is injured, so we're just kind of yearning, if you will, for that next tight end to just kind of come out and do his thing. And and typically in this type of format, a 2.0 tight end premium is usually where I'm wanting to invest in the tight end, right? And so, I think for me, this is definitely you could probably sway me one way or the other. I think it's still such a small sample size for me, man, that we've seen with Gadsden that I just want to hold out a little bit more before I fully leverage a 27 first. Again, Jerome Ford really doesn't factor in at all for me. I could care less about that piece. It's just more so, do I want to pay a 27 first right now? I mean, you're talking 5 weeks ago, Ty, we were ready to blow the load on Harold Fannin, and now all of a sudden it's just okay, well, maybe he's just kind of a guy. And I'm not saying that that's the case for Gadsden. I'm just saying that Fannin blew up for 2 or 3 weeks there at the very beginning, and now it's kind of tailored off. Obviously, Gadsden is in a much better situation. Obviously, he has a much better quarterback, and I get all of that. It's just more so, are we a little bit ahead of our skis right now, just ready to kind of give him up for a 27 first,
I mean, whenever I'm thinking of my dynasty teams, it does take a lot for me to push that button to send my first away to make a bet on a team that either I'm not 100% sure on, or 27 first in general, I'm more so looking to acquire than send those away on most teams. Correct. So, it does take a certain type of player and a certain type of deal to actually make those moves. Hey, real quick on fan. Actually, no, we're going to talk some Fannin later. I'll save that Fannin talk. Let's talk some Gadsden. Okay. So last two, so in week 7, career high 51 snaps, 45 routes, 9 targets, 164 yards and a touchdown. Over the last 3 or so weeks, he's averaging, I want to say 0.8 points per target. Okay. And again, if he's averaging, he only had 24 targets in the last game, I believe. Yeah, 23 targets in the last game. Turn that to 5 targets, or sorry, 23 routes, 5 targets, 5 receptions for 77 and a touchdown. Almost a 30% catch rate over expected. He is producing on like a per snap basis very similar to your Tyler Warrens, to your Trey McBrides.
Yeah.
From like a fantasy point per target or even a fantasy point per snap, he is basically doubling what Fannin is doing. This is that situation where we were excited about Fannin. Like I said, we'll talk some Fannin later. For Gadsden, it is the offense. You said it. The offense is right. The situation is right.
Oh, yeah.
And the way that he's being used, even by Trinity standards, he's posted a score over 7.5 3 weeks in a row. He's being used like a wide receiver 1. That's what you want to see. And maybe watching the game last night, man, like he's a first read target for Herbert right now. He's little boying Quentin Johnson out of the offense, man. I am excited on some Gadsden. I have 0. I missed the boat completely. Fun fact: when we were doing the mock drafts on DDFFB, which if you're not here in season, make sure you get here in the off season because we go through the process all together and we build, we learn. I was trying to take Elijah Arroyo in the second round of a mock draft, and I accidentally took Oronde Gadsden, and I was like, oh, jeez. Look what I did. But actually, that maybe could have been the right move there, So I'm excited on Gadsden. I am taking Gadsden here in a 12 by 11.
Pretty comfortably, or
man, pretty comfortably. If I'm trying to tank it, I'm not motivated to move that 27 first. But again, 27's a ways away. If I have any hopes of trying to shore up things, get something that's been historic on a single game rookie tight end, what a rookie tight end has done over his first X amount of games. Gadsden is setting NFL records, and I don't want to discount that. Shane called him Puka, right? He's tight end 7 on the year. He didn't get started until week 3. I'm just very excited on what we can do with Gadsden here.
Yeah.
You failed me. Another one of our friends in the Discord here. He was gonna post this. Shane beat him to the punch. So Shane gets the he gets the cops first. He can explain the story, and then you failed me as to add the context. But he already has Njoku, Andrews, Engram, and Theo Johnson. He couldn't sell any of those, so he's gonna sell the guy that he can. Yeah, in this context, this is a great deal, right? But without that context and just thinking what I would do in the general dynasty streets, I'm going to take Gadsden here.
Yeah, I mean, again, having a tight end room like that, I can't fault you for wanting to pivot. If you failed me, right? I mean, you don't necessarily need 3 or 4 guys that can enter your lineup. And so, yeah, move the guy that you can get. And again, is it a little bit of a de-risking yourself situation? Maybe, right? But there is a chance that he actually does become this elite tight end. You know what I mean? Again, he's in a great offense. And so I can see this from both sides, right? Shane definitely wanting to get in early, especially if he's, 10 feet in right now, or 10 toes in right now, for Gadsden. Again, a 27 first is not bad, especially when you look at guys like Trey McBride and, Tyler Warren, who now are 2+ first easily, worth. And so if that's what you believe that he can be, then absolutely, this is definitely a good pivot. But again, from you failed me side too, it's just de-risking yourself a little bit, maybe not wanting to buy in so much for the hype, if you will. And, Ty, a lot of the times, man, with players like this, you can always buy back in, again, I think you failed me. You got a liquid first. If push comes to shove, you can always buy him back. Sure. Is it probably going to cost you a little bit more? Absolutely. But again, sometimes there is something to kind of take away from, waiting a little bit, getting a secure asset, and just having to pay a little bit more for that security. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. Sometimes it makes sense to buy high. In these situations like a Puka, that's when you want to do it. And I'm in lockstep there. So we got some more deals. So let's break some more down here. So we got AO Junior, 10 teams, start 10, Superflex PPR. Man. I don't know. Let's say no tight end premium, Gabe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Kenny Walker and Gadsden or McConkey.
I mean,
Ladidi McConkey.
Even after Thursday night's game, Ty, I just Ladder McConkey's that guy, dude. For me, at least. I mean, 6 for 88 and a touchdown this past Thursday night. He's still a fantastic wide receiver option, man. And again, Kenneth Walker at this point, he's in is he the RB1 in Seattle? Yes, but he's still in a timeshare. Zach Charbonnet gets a ton of work, you know what I mean, in that offense. And so I'm still going to take Ladder McConkey here, man, especially if you're giving me context of no tight end premium.
Yeah. So my next question is, where does that tight end premium have to land to tip that balance for you?
I would say probably around 1.
Okay.
1.5, probably 1 to 1.5, somewhere around there for me.
Yeah. So it's like a 2 to a 2.25, 2.5.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Probably a 2. Like let's just yeah. I mean, 2.5s you don't usually get. So let's just say a 2.0 total tight end premium. You can probably start talking to me the other way. But again, Ladder McConkey's the guy too that had a couple of down weeks, but he's kind of right back in the thick of it. I mean, the last 2 weeks he's been absolutely killing it, and he was valued as a top receiver beforehand. I fully believe that Ladder McConkey is, is a high-end wide receiver one. And so, again, for me, I'm going to just continue betting on the talent of Ladder McConkey.
Yeah, started slow. He has
did start slow.
Again, that Chargers offense, what did we say like early on the season? Just give us pieces of this offense, right? Like I want that. And Lads, he's outproduced QJ, I think, in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Like it's been
crazy. I mean, so this past game, 6 for 10 for 88 and a touchdown. The week before that, 9 for 15 and 67 yards, 7 for 9 and 100 and a touchdown the last 3 weeks. So he's absolutely smashing.
Hope you're able to get some Lad when it was downtime.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks, 6 targets, 1 reception for 11 yards. 7 targets for 5 receptions for 39 yards. That was the time to buy. The window's been shut now.
Painful. How about DTs? 12 team, start 10, Superflex lineup to start 1 tight end with a 2-point PPR. And this pick is currently 101, Gabe. So our guy DTs gave up Gadsden and Jalen Lane. You got 101.
No, tie. What does a T Sanford say? He says we've strayed too far from the light.
Yes,
I think we've strayed too far from the light, man. Shout out to T.
What the dog doing?
Yeah, what 101's a street too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually came up in the All Gas Trade Show channel in the Discord. And if you want your trades on this show, get in the Discord, patreon.com/allgas, and you get access to the All Gas Trade Show. You just post your trade in there, post your contacts. It was like, would you trade would you trade Gadsden on a team where I have these tight ends if it's for a future first? It's like, well, maybe it's just like a random one. It's like, oh, it's going to be 102. Oh, yeah, bye. Thank you. Thank you for your short-term service there, but it's gone.
Yeah.
So we just, at a certain point, we gotta say, yes, just give me the pick and let me move on. But maybe Gadsden is him, and you're going, I don't think we're getting all the way there though. We'll see. How about Diaz? 12 team start 10 Superflex PPR, 1 point tight end premium. We got big play bonuses. This team was a champion, is a favorite in 25, and it was destroyed by attrition. Gadsden, Dobbins, and Jordan Addison for Brian Thomas Jr.
What was the tight end premium on this?
1 tight end premium.
Jeez, dude.
FBI, open up!
Man, I don't know if Brian Thomas Jr. needs surgery, needs a hug, needs a Snickers bar. I don't know. If I can cash out of an Addison, Dobbins, and a Gadsden and a 12x10 1.0, I'm assuming I can use all of those guys because all of them are producing right now. Give me Diaz's side, please.
Man. Hey, 5 weeks ago, this would have been a crazy deal.
Yeah, it would have.
I mean, honestly, I go back and forth, and we always knew that, and there were rumblings about it, man, from the very beginning, where Brian Thomas Jr. wasn't Trevor Lawrence's guy, blah, 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 blah. Like, he was super efficient with Mac Jones throwing him the ball. And I mean, we knew that, right? But a lot of the times you just bet on the talent kind of outweighing that, if you will. But it's been scary for Brian Thomas, and Travis Hunter is here to stay, man. He's definitely been playing really, really good football. And so, you know, I do think that there's a world where Brian Thomas Jr. does continue to slip a little bit, man, especially because he was already being pegged as like a wide receiver 4, 5, 6 in Dynasty, you know, and so it just, you haven't seen very many flashes of that, especially past in the last 7 weeks. And so it's been very, very scary, man. So I agree with you. Ever since Jordan Addison came back from suspension, he's been absolutely killing it. I mean, again, I know a lot of that is attributed to Carson Wentz right now. So I also want to be mindful that Carson Wentz is the one that's been throwing the ball. JJ McCarthy, I mean, I know that people really like JJ McCarthy, man, but JJ McCarthy was just, he wasn't playing very well. Again, what you would expect, right, from somebody who just kind of got started, but it didn't look good. It didn't look good for sure. But Jordan Addison's been smashing. Gadsden, again, has been absolutely killing it. And then J.K. Dobbins has been sneakily very, very good too. So I can't fault you for wanting to take Big Diaz aside, man. Again, you get 3 assets that are consistently producing week in and week out for a guy who is all ADV right now. He's all name, no game right now.
Yep. This feels like a Shane follow the volume deal. Just take the 3 guys that are actually doing the thing. Yeah. And turn that into it. Teams now: Hurts, Daniels, Gibbs, Bill, JK, Harvey. Oh man, talk about Kamani. Hope you put that Kamani in the lineup there, Diaz. Lamb, Chase, Addison, Mooney, Juwan, Neighbors, and Gadsden, Waller, and T-Ferg. I like where Gadsden fits on this team too. Look at that, where Waller and T-Ferg. Yeah. Waller out, Gadsden in. Yes, please, Diaz. Yes, please.
Yep.
Anything else on this one, my friend?
No, man. Again, I think this is a good one. And to your point, is definitely more of a follow the volume type of deal. And I went back and looked at Brian Thomas Jr. stats. And yeah, outside of 1 week, man, it's not been anything to write home about, if you will.
Right. All right. Look what I did here. I got a nice little picture of
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna head over to the hot seat. Brought to you by Tight Ends.
Brought to you by the Toronto Blue Jays beating the Dodgers.
Yeah. Brought to you by the Japanese superstar who didn't want to sign in Toronto. Now going to get beat by Toronto. Let's go. All right, you know the deal. So I got Gadsden pulled up.
Right.
Going to go max asset count. Let's do 3. We're going to call it 12 by 10. Okay, and like you've been mentioning, it's going to take a certain format to actually want to put the first oomph behind it, and really, like, that's how you would actually attack the tight end market. So we'll call these a 0.75 tight end premium. Okay.
All right. 0.75 tight end premium. So right in the sweet spot where I'm like, one is probably going to be leaning towards Gadsden a little bit more heavy. And you're just like, I want to go right in the middle, make things complicated for Gabe. All right, let's get it.
You got it. Okay. So about 40 seconds on the clock. Let's see what we can get to, my friend. 3, 2, 1. Gadsden or a 26 first and second?
I'm going to take 26 first and second.
Bretton Strange in a second or Gadsden?
I'll take Gadsden.
George Kittle in a second or Gadsden?
I will still take George Kittle in a second.
Harold Fannin and a first or Gadsden?
I will still take Harold Fannin and a first, man.
Brian Thomas Jr. or Oronde Gadsden the second?
1 for 1. I'm going to still take Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay. Man, how about Bill in a second or Gadsden?
Bill in a second or Gadsden? Give me Gadsden.
Okay. Any of those you want to talk about?
Brian Thomas Jr., 1 for 1, Ty. Where are you at?
175 tight end premium, dude.
175 tight end premium. Yes.
One asset is doing this. One asset's doing this. We are in point scoring season. The vibes are off in one situation. The vibes are right in the other. I want that guy on the screen. Give me Gadsden. if that's a 1.5, no tight end,
Man.
I'm taking BTJ. I'll still lean there.
Yeah.
But man, I can approach wide receiver in a multitude of ways. And instead of jamming BTJ in my lineup right now and being frustrated every time I do it, I'll buy him elsewhere. Get me into Gadsden here.
All right. Ty declare.
Show me this video 3 months ago, and I'll be like, oh, what is he? This guy.
Oh, we're gonna come back to this, man, in a month from now. We're gonna see how we're feeling about this too.
We are. Okay. I want to know how you feel about Gadsden. What are you doing? Are you buying? Are you selling? What is your buy price? What is your sell price? What are you trying to do? Let us know. All right, let's move on to T. Metzger 5405. The 12 by 11 Superflex tiered PPR with 0.5 for the running backs, 1 for the wide receiver, and 1.5 for tight ends. It's a 0.2 point per carry. Use his last 26 first to do this deal. The first is going to be somewhere between 104 to 106. It's currently 106 in max points for. So T. Metzger gets into Drake London, old Drizzy Drake. He sends away Harold Fannin, a 26 first, which again, 106, maybe earlier, and a 2027 third. Gabe, 12 by 11, London or Fannin, a mid to early first and a third.
I mean, give me Drake London, man. Pretty easily.
Yeah.
Pretty easily for me. This past week wasn't great, man, but the week before that, 10 for 158 and 1. And the week before that, 8 for 110 and 1. I mean, he's good at football, Ty. Not really much else to say. He is a elite wide receiver, man. He is really, 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 really good. And for a early to mid-ish first and Harold Fannin, I really don't care about the 1.5 tight end premium. Like, it just give me Drake London, man. He is a difference maker. He's a difference maker.
Yeah. I think if this is 0.75, 2.0, I can get down with the Fannin side, but team Hurts, Baker, Rattler, Jacobs, Warren, Mason, Marks, Harvey, Jefferson, London, Pittman, Terry, Jennings, Cup, Andrews, Theo, Picks. None in 26, 26 second and 2/3 at least. And he's got Connor and Hill on IR. So this team lost Connor. They lost Hill. They have a decent running back room. Good quarterback room. London fits very well in this wide receiver room. Now, I got a little more context, so I'll feed it all to you here. So he came into the season with a lot of points, a lot of point scores, not a lot of dynasty value, but he's 6-1. He's in first place, and Dynasty Daddy has him still 4th to 5th in the starter ranks. He likes the idea of getting a dynasty asset like London, but realizes it might not have been the best move to make in week 8 to send my final 26 first. So
bingo.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Is this team a team that you are looking to move a mid first on, or like, is that something where maybe you're trying to keep that flexibility?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, right? And so kind of looking at the team, right, 12 by 11. And so we usually will count the starters down, right? So we got Hurts and Baker, you got 2. And then you've got Jacobs, Warren, who you're starting pretty comfortably. I mean, are you really happy to start Jordan Mason? I'll give it to you for now, but I'm not enthusiastic about it.
Mason and Marks count as a single starter. How about that?
There you go. And then you got Jefferson, you got London, Pittman, Terry, Andrews. And then you're starting somebody between Jennings, Theo Johnson, Harvey, something of that sort. And so, no, you don't feel great. To answer your question, you definitely do not feel great about sending away your last 26 first, for Drake London. However, I will say Drake London is still one of those assets, man, that still will retain value, whether it be the in-season, off-season, whatever it is. Like, he is still going to be valued. He's still young enough where the ADV is definitely still very heavily on his side. And so I'm okay to make this pivot, right? But again, there's definitely something here where if any of these players do go down or anything happens, it's just, even bye weeks coming up, this team is going to be looking real thin during those bye weeks or during any injuries or anything like that. And so you need to make sure that you start to position yourself a little bit better. I probably would try to start seeing if you can pivot from some of these aging wide receivers, or even aging running backs or whatever it is, maybe to try to get yourself into a little bit of flexibility, right? Even trying to get your first back, because again, I can definitely see you're 6-1 right now, man, but there is a world where this thing ends up being, 7-8 at the end of the day, right? Or 7-7 at the end of it all. Like, just because one injury or two injuries and you're starting a bunch of cans now at in your spots.
We've been there, man. Like we've had those teams.
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely.
We've gone through that. And that's where I don't want to let my record dictate what I do, but I also want to try to support that. So I'll lean into it where I can. But yeah, man, on this team, I just don't like. Again, your quarterbacks are probably leading the way, and that's what's making it lights out probably. And then you have some good players, and it's not like you're losing that flexibility by getting into London, which is why I'm still, because I don't really need to win at tight end here in this league, especially when I have Andrews and now I have Theo Johnson and in the New York offense with Dart. Let me believe in that for a little. Let me add a little hope to my dynasty rosters. It's not going to kill them, surely. I can give up that value to get someone like London locked in, who, whether it's this year, next year, or beyond, he's either helping your team or it's still a flexible thing for you. So I still want London, but I'm much more hesitant on this team to be 26 first lists, if you know what I mean. So is there a way to get your first back? Is there more ways that you can support this team, or are you just going to ride it, see what happens? Like, whatever you do, man, do it with a plan. So good luck, Team Metzger. We'll likely see another deal on a future show here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to old Girth Brooks. 14/12, Superflex, PPRs, a 2-point tight end premium, and a 0.2 point per carry. Got to start 4 wide receivers. His team is 11-3, first in points, strong at running back, wanted to add another hammer wide receiver. I think, if I remember correctly, Girth Brooks, aka No Guts, No Sausage. I think he started off the Rice conversation for us on last show. I can't really remember what happened last week today, but
he might have been, man. But I do think that we need to take a little bit of a victory lap on that one, man. I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, there were a lot of people who just weren't very sure, man, of what the situation was. He hasn't played football in forever, blah, 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 blah. And he's fantastic. There's not really much else to say. He's incredible and absolutely the wide receiver 1 in Kansas City. Not even close to a conversation. It is the Rashee Rice show moving forward and tethered to Mahomes. I want all the Rashee Rice that I can get. We tried to talk about it for many, 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 many weeks leading up to it. And now we're able to reap the benefits. Comes out that first week, Ty, and 2 touchdowns, man. Yeah. And it's just sat the entire fourth quarter, and he still had like over 25 points in fantasy. It was just glory. It was a glorious day. It was a glorious day for the.
Shouts out. It was awesome to watch. That's what I was saying. I wasn't worried about him coming out slow out of the gates, and even those deals that we saw, like when we knew he was coming back, Gabe, there was still a market to get it on Rice, right? That's where on some of these injured guys, if I can, again, like Rice's injury, it was a factor, but it wasn't the reason he wasn't on the field, right? So put that as it is. But that's where I want to have a plan if I'm moving these injured guys. I don't just want to do it willy-nilly, and that's what we were doing with Rice. Back to this deal. 14/12. Bretton Strange, a 26 first and a 26 second being sent for Rashee Rice. Strange is on IR. The first and the second is your base of the price. It's like, what on top of a first and second are you going to get? Man, I bet if I pulled up Rashee Rice right now in the old trade database, I'm seeing a lot of 2 firsts for Rice deals.
I mean, I don't know how you, as the Rashee, not you specifically, just as the person who's the Rashee Rice owner, yeah, right. As the Rashee Rice owner, you would want to sell him for anything less. I mean, obviously, you have to have so much enthusiasm and excitement for what just happened last week and where he's probably headed. And so, I mean, 2 firsts is easily, man, the minimum price, like starting to have a conversation. I'm not moving him for a first and second. There's no shot. That was the price prior to him being on the field. And now that we've seen him on the field, there's no way that that's going to be the price that I move him for. And so for me, I know depth is super important in a 14/12, so I definitely don't want to discredit that. again, I think this trade is definitely worth the conversation. But if I'm trying to gun for it, man, and I'm trying to win and start 4 wide receivers, give me Rashee Rice.
When we talk about those assets in Dynasty, that they have that gravitas, like they can actually be market movers, man. Rashee Rice for 2 firsts, Rashee Rice for Brian Thomas and Dak Prescott, Rashee Rice for Marvin Harrison Jr. in a first, Rashee Rice for Nico Collins and Chase Brown, Rashee Rice for Joe Burrow in a second, Rashee Rice for Tet in a second. He is liquid, my friend. He is taking Bruce Lee's advice. And all those deals are today. Like, Rice is awesome. This is a great price in a 14x12 to get into an elite guy like that. You got to start 4 wide receivers. Well, check 1 box off. No guts, no sausage. And thank you for another great Rice deal. All right. So, Gabe, you pulled we talked Hunter earlier. You pulled my my underwear and put it over my head in a Hunter for Rice swap that we made. And we made a couple of deals. You made a deal this week in Royal Rumble.
Today, actually, I think, right?
I think it was today. It went through. Yeah.
Man.
28 team, 2 copy, start 11. It's a best ball league. We got 25 total roster spots. Super flex, tiered PPR, 0.5 for running backs, 1 for wide receivers, 1.75 for tight ends. It's a 0.2 point per carry and a 0.15 point per first down. Gabe, you got Bryce Young, Dalton Kincaid, 26 first and second of Sammy Snakes, who he's a top 4 team.
He's a good team.
Yep, it's a good team. All you had to do is give up that Patrick LeVon Mahomes a second.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Well, Sammy Snakes had a gun to my head and he was like, we need to make sure that you accept this deal. And I said, all right, my friend, I will accept it. No, man, honestly, this was a long conversation that Sammy Snakes and I had for a couple of weeks. And I had just told him, like, I'm not very motivated to move Mahomes. Like, he's been incredible. Obviously, he's ascended back up the dynasty rankings, just based on his play. And he's playing so damn good right now, man. So damn good. And so I was really hesitant to move him. I did tell Sammy, I was like, I'm going to need a little bit of juice, man. I'm going to need you to give me more than what I think I would initially kind of want. And I don't really know that I necessarily did that. I just more so, I think now kind of the optics of it look more of like a fair deal in my opinion, but essentially kind of going through, I'm not a contending team, right? So I'm looking to the future and I have been trying to acquire as many firsts as I can. I think I'm at 3 or 4 now. And so again, just continuing to try to pile them up the best way that I can. And, in a best ball league tie, I always talk about wanting to multiply assets. And so, whenever you can get a 4 for 1, it's usually probably a kind of a nice thing, right? And so, obviously Bryce Young is not Patrick Mahomes, but
no, he is not.
Yeah, no, he's not. But we've still seen some flashes from Bryce Young again, and so I'm holding out a little bit of hope for him. I am holding out a little bit of hope that him and Dave Canales can figure it out there in Carolina. Obviously, he's injured right now, but he should be back very soon. And now with Tet there and, a lot of the offense, Rico Dowdle doing his thing, I do think that there's some positive signs for Carolina, if you will. And so willing to buy into that. And I was able to get myself into a 1st and 2nd round pick, which is always really nice, especially in a deep best ball league. And then Dalton Kincaid as well, which, in the Royal Rumble league specifically, the tight end market is very, very expensive.
So she hot.
Yes.
The tight end market's hot.
Very, very expensive. And I'm not sitting here saying that Dalton Kincaid is any elite tight end by any stretch, but he is at least one of the good ones, man, that you at least would like to have in a best ball league where you're not having to, worry too much about the tight end position. And I didn't really have much of anything at the tight end position. So he kind of fits in really nicely for the team. And again, it just allowed me to really continue keeping moving the team forward, man. And I think for Sammy Snakes, he gets himself into a much more secure QB2 now for himself. where he's able to continue pushing it, man, and hopefully get himself a championship.
Yeah. With the historical context in this league, Sammy sent away Patrick Mahomes in like a 7-for-1 deal with Brett back in the day. And I bet you could guess who was the first person to hop on the horn and start to talk crap about this one once it went through. The guy that the guy that made the previous deal.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? Young, Kincaid, first and a second, like that fits what you're trying to do. Yeah, you have my first, you got Snakes' first. Like, your wide receiver room's fine. Like, you got good running backs. You can still make moves there.
Yeah.
Quarterback, you figure out it's a 14 team. It's essentially a 14 teamer, right? So you want to be good at quarterback. As a contender, I hate seeing Sammy Snakes getting the number 1 overall WAR quarterback in Patrick Mahomes on his team, where he was rolling out Jordan Love, Andy Dalton, Tyrod Taylor, Carson Wentz, Mac Jones, and 2 others. You know what I mean? So I don't like that from my perspective. From Sammy's perspective, I get why he did that, to feel more secure and to get the number 1 quarterback room as long as it's currently constructed. And Sammy's team, it's very elite asset heavy, right? It's well filled out. In that 7-for-1 deal, he got a lot of stuff, right? So he's been able to kind of roll that over. Like, it's a very good team. So I get that from Sammy's side. On your side, man, like, again, I don't know if you, like, I'm assuming Brett still has his Mahomes, so you couldn't go to him. Maybe no. Yeah, I don't think Ben Mason's doing that on his rebuilder. Maybe, but I don't know if there was any other market for you here, man, or like what else you were going to do. Kincaid's had a nice resurgence. Like you said, you were the same guy that was laughed out of the building for buying Tua. And then in a couple weeks, you sold him for a first more than what you bought him for and got up before the rug got pulled. So we've seen you do this before. You know, you zig when everyone zags. And at the end of the day, it's like, oh, it makes sense. So I trust your gut here, but in a vacuum and as a contender, I'm taking Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, again, I wouldn't fault anybody for taking that side, man. Anybody for taking that side. It's more so just a gamble at this point, and we'll see what happens again. But earlier, you know, at the end of last year, people were like, Patrick Mahomes is just not an elite quarterback for fantasy, blah, 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 blah. And so tides shift, man, so fast in fantasy, Ty. Like, it just Patrick Mahomes goes out there and has 2 stinkers of a week, and then it's just like, well, maybe this is who he is all along. Like, either way, it's fickle, right? It's very, very fickle. But we'll see how it plays out, man. Like I said, hopefully Bryce Young can have a resurgence whenever he gets back. Like I said, I mean, it's been very hot and cold, but he has looked good at times, man. He has looked good at times. So hopefully he can figure it out, and we'll just wait and see what happens from there.
Snakes, we talked about it. Please let our families go. We just want them to be safe. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on. Lambeau Leap. 10 teams, start 10. He's fighting for 101. He has Lamar and Kyler already. So it feels it's an easy tear down for him, even if the first could be 110. So 10 by 10, Gabe. So you send away Jackson Dart. You get JJ McCarthy and what sounds like a playoff first. 10 by 10, man. How are you approaching quarterback in there? And is this an easy tear down for you?
Man, 10 in abundance. We're not hurting for. So usually if I'm not starting one of the top 3, 4, 5 guys, then I can just kind of piece everything else together. And so, you know, it definitely is, it is interesting because I do feel like Jackson Dart has really started to ascend, man, really freaking fast.
Yes.
Really fast. And every time I watch him play, like I'm super excited, man, for Giants fans out there who have been so deprived of a quarterback for so long. I know I talked to Brandon a lot, man. Shout out to Brandon. He's a big, New York guy. And so it's good to see. It's good to see. I think they have a really bright future ahead of them with Jackson Dart. And so, I think big picture, it probably is a relatively easy tear down to go from from Jackson Dart to JJ McCarthy in a first. But I will tell you one thing, Ty. JJ McCarthy has not looked good.
For a fourth quarter, he did.
Yeah.
But other than that,
it's not been good, man. It has not been good. And so I know this goes against everything in my being, but I think I'm still going to take Jackson Dart, man, even in a 10 by 10, dude. Even in a 10 by 10, like I said, I know that it pushes up those first. I know that it pushes up those first, right? And all of that. I get it. But the reality is JJ McCarthy is falling for a lot of people, and Jackson Dart's been smashing, dude. Jackson Dart has been so damn good.
He's damn good, dude. Yeah. Like,
just tell me I'm crazy. Just please do. Please do. Please do.
I don't think you're crazy because, again, I haven't been inspired by Minnesota. I've been disappointed by Minnesota, right? And Jackson Dart had a great fourth quarter, and then he got hurt, and he's been off, and he has to relearn his footwork and regain his confidence. I don't want to really hear that of a guy who's missed 22 of 24 starts in his first 2 years so far. He needs time. He needs to develop. And clearly from what we've seen early season is it might take some time, right?
Yeah.
I think when JJ McCarthy turns it on, that market's going to be right back. But what's it worth to actually go and get the guy whose market has moved up, right? Especially in a 10 by 10 where I want to prioritize studs. I want to prioritize market movers. I can figure out the quarterback 2 range, the hopeful range. I can figure that out, man. So I want to take Jackson Dart here too.
By the time JJ McCarthy comes back, Jackson Dart's going to be damn near QB5 in Dynasty at that point. The way that he's been playing, dude. 15 for 33, 283 and 3.
Yeah.
Against the Broncos. Obviously they lost the game, but damn, that was a fantastic game.
Oh, it was incredible. There's 2 pieces of here in my mind, right? So one, you're trying to fight for 101. So you're really trying to get points off your roster. That's where I understand it for you, right? Like let's like JJ is going to score less points this year. And if we can look to head to 2026, are these 2 assets closer where I would just take the first? Maybe, right? And that's a good bet to make. That is the bet to make if you were leaning that way. You have Lamar and Kyler already. And I don't know about you, Gabe. I don't feel great about Kyler moving on my teams in general. I have 1 share. I'm just assuming I'm stuck with him. I'm stuck with him at this point.
I mean, you can't move him. I mean, quite literally, you can't move him. Nobody wants him unless you're selling him for 50 cents on the dollar. I mean, literally, unless you're selling him for like 50 cents on the dollar. Nobody wants Kyler Murray either.
No. Gabe, let's play a tiny game. Okay.
All right.
So it's a mini game on the All Gas Trade Show.
All right.
A little. Would you rather JJ McCarthy edition? Okay.
It's gonna be ugly. I can tell you right now.
Well, let's start real ugly then. Okay. JJ McCarthy or Kyler Murray?
JJ McCarthy or Kyler Murray? Man, I'll probably still take Kyler.
Oh, the fact that we him-hawed. Wow. That Kyle. Okay.
I mean, it's not great. They're literally like kind of right there for me. It really is a take your pick.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take the guy who I've seen at least do it before.
Yeah, fair. JJ McCarthy or Trevor Lawrence?
I'm gonna take Trevor Lawrence.
I'm assuming you're taking Trevor Lawrence. I'm assuming you're taking Daniel Jones, Penix, Sam Darnold, and Jordan Love.
Easily.
Over JJ McCarthy.
Easily.
Is Sam Darnold closer for you?
Honestly, I've never been the biggest Sam Darnold person, but he's proven me wrong. And so I don't think it's that close for me either, Ty.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cam Ward or JJ McCarthy?
Oh God, no, dude. JJ McCarthy. No. I mean
okay.
Yeah.
Bryce Young or JJ McCarthy?
I'm gonna take Bryce Young.
My man. I like it. The conviction stays across leagues and across platforms here.
I mean,
I got one more for you.
all right, let me hear
Matthew
it.
Stafford or JJ McCarthy.
I mean, am I trying to win, or are you just
10
saying
by-
any just whatever? I'm probably still gonna take. Oh, dude.
That's a handshake, right? That's a
Yeah, I
contending or
mean,
kicking it.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, it's probably depending on the way that my team is going, but in the grand scheme of things, it's probably still Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's playing incredible. He's playing incredible right now.
Right. Okay. And any of those guys that I've named so far, you're taking Jackson Dart over them.
Oh yeah, I mean, easily. I mean, even going all the way up to like Jordan Love, easily Jackson Dart.
And because of that fact, give me Jackson Dart over JJ McCarthy and a late first. Thanks, Lambo Leap. Appreciate you. Again, I get it. I get the deal of why you did it, and it is a bet to make for sure. Especially if you're like, let me get the points off now and bet that these two assets are going to be closer in the offseason. I'm cool with the bet right here now today. Give me Jackson Dart. I feel like I can do something different with Dart if I'm trying to move him.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Lee. 12 teams, start 12, Superflex, PPR. It's a 6-point passing touchdown, bunch of bonuses for receptions. Picks projected to be mid to late, and the league economy is middle of the pack. Lee gets into Josh Allen, 101. Sends away to the big dog, Jaden Daniels, a 26 second and third. Jaden Daniels hurt. Josh Allen, Haley Steinfelding. How do you feel here, my friend, in a 12 by 12 6-point passing touchdown?
I mean, it was always Josh Allen as the 101.
Yeah.
QB1 in Dynasty, however you want to slice it. And that still holds true even in this conversation. It is still Josh Allen pretty easily for me. I'm happily going to give up a second man on top of Jaden Daniels to get into Josh Allen.
Yeah, 100%. Semi-contending team.
Even
Kyler,
even if
Rattler, Ward. Just give me Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me Josh Allen. Yeah, if he can move Kyler for a running back,
he's just in a tier of his own, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He really is.
Somewhere Cody is punching the air with pride and with excitement because it's always been Josh Allen.
Yep.
Just simply has been. Thank you, Lee. Appreciate you. Shouts out to Savage FF if you want more tools to dominate your Dynasty game. Let's close this one off with our boy Dynasty Scardy. At 10 teams, start 13, Superflex League. It's a 0.5 tight end premium, and Scardy is rebuilding. I got the team context after here, buddy. Scardy sends away Ted Aurora McMillan and a 2026 first of Homburg Busu one. He gets CD Lamb in a fifth.
And a 28 fifth at that, just in case.
The 2028 fifth. So Homburg gets his first back, and he gets Ted. Got to give up CD Lamb. We don't have this context. I am curious where Homburg's team is. I'm assuming they're trying to kick it and rebuild and retool with Ted first. How do you feel here, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a good deal. I think it's a really, really good deal. I think it's savvy from Scardy because I do still think that Tet has a lot of buzz right now with him, but there still is definitely a question mark at the quarterback position. Again, I've gone back and forth in this show, like talking about Bryce Young and, what I hope he can become, what I hope he can do. But what do you always tell me, Ty? What is the number one killer of a fantasy team?
Hope or Kyler Murray.
Correct. And so for me,
I'm sorry, Kyler fans. I'm sorry.
and for me, I'm just going to take the elite wide receiver, man. That's been doing it year in, year out, especially in a shallower format, a 10 by 13. It's CD Lamb for me. I'm willing to give this guy his first back and just kind of give him that extra tax, if you will. Like, make him pay that extra tax to get me into CD Lamb.
Yeah. If I'm doing this deal, my team should be competing. My team should be a CD Lamb. I want that to be an overwhelming victory on my team in a 10-13.
Yeah.
And I think Scardy does that. So he's got Kyler, Flacco, and 8 backups. Right. So looking at that right there, we got to win at our positional players in a 10-13, but in a 10-teamer, we can maybe skirt by. Right. Hampton, Judkins, Marks, Tootin. You definitely need some running back help, but Judkins is very nice. And, Marks, sure. We need Hampton to come back.
Yeah.
BTJ, CD Lamb. Yeah. Rice. Yeah. Ibuka. Yeah. Jordan Addison. Yeah. Mason Taylor and Gadsden. Let's go. We got 426 first, the 202, which is the 12th pick. Yes. 2/3 and 427 first. If I didn't have all those first in the back pocket, I'd feel differently about sending Tet in a first on this team, which I'm not in a hurry to try to push it across the finish line. But man, 10-13, all those picks in the back pocket. Give me CD Lamb.
I mean, you just have so much of an abundance of assets in this league. Like, at this point, Scardy, I know we're heading into week 8. Dude, you can make so much noise though with that team if you had the right quarterbacks in place. Like, if you figured something out, like even if you just got one running back that would enter your lineup while Hampton's out, dude, that team would be absolutely filthy. Absolutely filthy.
I'm trying to think, who could you buy low on right now? Like, could you go get like a Brock Purdy? Could you go get a Sam Darnold? Like something that make you feel at least a little bit better. Like you can at least probably guarantee top 14 quarterback. Go get Matt Stafford. Yeah.
Go get
100%.
a Matt Stafford type, or, and then I would even turn around and you've got an abundance of picks, man.
Yeah.
Go buy yourself some Cam Scatterboo. You know what I mean? Or go, again, people are still moving them for a solo first for Cam Scatterboo. I mean, you've got 8 of them. You could definitely make some moves. Go buy yourself a Josh Jacobs if you want. I mean, there's so many players that you can go out there and grab. Again, if you're trying to just see what the team can do, buy yourself a veteran like a Matt Stafford for cheap, and then just kind of see if maybe you can get yourself, I'm trying to think, like, let me see. Hell, even for the time being, can you get yourself into like a Rico Dowdle just for now? Again, it's not going to cost you very much to kind of get into that and just see kind of where it goes. I had said Cam Scatterboo is a good one too. Saquon's kind of fallen too for a lot of people, depending on what you can get him for. Like, I do think that there's a lot of moves that you can make, Scardy, to just see what this team can do. Again, I mean, obviously don't have any high expectations because I don't know what your record is, but if you're like 0-7 already at this point, well, then probably not. But if you're kind of middle of the pack or just under the middle of the pack, I think you could make just enough moves to get you into that competing position and just see where the team goes from there.
Yeah. Can I send that 202? Could I go get Bill or Derrick Henry? Even people are scared on Derrick Henry. Yeah. Can I get that for Derrick Henry? DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne. Can I get into that tier? I don't think we got to break the bank to make it work, but it would be nice to have that kind of settled there. And yeah, man, this is I think you're going to make some noise with this team one year or another. Depends how it goes. And yeah, but you got rebuild listed here. So I'm going to believe that that record's not good and you're not trying to win right now, but doesn't matter. Give me CD. Sweet, man. That's the show. That is the trades this week. That's my Gadsden. How do you feel just in these constantly shifting dynasty streets, man? Like how do you keep up? How do you just keep yourself aligned with what's happening right now?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Again, I definitely follow and use a lot of different tools and a lot of different metrics, right? Like the Trinity tracker and just kind of listening to other analysts that kind of go through and really break down the evaluations of players on their own. And then really just kind of staying true to like what I believe, right? I mean, I want to make sure that a guy is receiving the opportunity in a good offense, right? Is first and foremost kind of what I'm looking for. And then going from there and just seeing, is the opportunity right? What does the situation look like? Is this a 1 week thing? Is it a 2 week thing? Is this a little bit more like, is this sustainable? Just kind of really like looking at it from a lot of different angles before I fully commit to it. And, again, one thing is you want to be fast to react for sure, but there's also like, there's a thing where it's like you buy the rumor, you sell the news type of deal, right? And that's kind of what, at least my mentality going into fantasy a lot of the times is. It's like Judkins, for example, at the very beginning, I was like, okay, there's a chance that he could get suspended. Well, let's buy that. And then as soon as it's like, oh, he's actually not going to get suspended, it's like, all right, you can sell some, you can hold them, you can see what happens. And the next thing you know, this dude's RB freaking 5 in Dynasty or whatever. And it's like, all right, cool. We have a great asset on our hands. Rashee Rice, it's like same thing. And so a lot of the times, man, there's a lot of opportunities, even for the elite assets of players that, you know, they go up and down. They have a lot of different shifts in value. You know, 1 week, Jamar Chase is absolutely nothing. And then all of a sudden he catches, you know, a couple of deep bombs from Drake Browning. And then it's like, oh, this guy's wide receiver 1 again, or whatever that looks like. Right. And so, you know, again, I think there's just a lot of things that you can capitalize on as a consumer of a lot of Dynasty content, and just make sure that you're flexible and stick to a process. And I think that's also one of the biggest things, is just making sure that you commit to that.
Yeah. Know who you are, know your game, you know your limit, play within it. Just stay tapped in with DD, man. The community, the Discord's always popping. JB's tiers, we get access to that with, you know, and any of the things you're getting into with DD. Shouts out Dynasty Daddy, you know, the trade database, the fantasy portfolio, the start sit tool. Shouts out Savage FF, where I can literally go through, see all the trades I've made across all of my leagues, and then use a trade idea thing to go with. I can even rename my fantasy team on that website, man. Like there's so many tools that I can tune into, so many analysts I can tune into, but I think DD tries to make it simple, man. Patreon.com/allgas, DDFantasyFootball.com, trades and chill tier right here. We got y'all. We will navigate these choppy waters together, buy into the Gadsden when it's time to buy in, which it was probably a couple weeks ago when it was time to do it, when Shane was talking about him and followed the volume. Apparently I didn't listen, so I'll try to get in some Gadsden. I've sent out a couple of spicy deals, Trey McBride for Gadsden in a first. Let's see what happens. I know you're shaking it. Let's see. I bet they all get declined. But we'll maybe chat about that one in the next one. Go Jays. Patreon.com. You know all the stuff. All gas. Give me some sweatpants in the chat. We love y'all. We out of this thing. Peace.